So in today's video, we are going to talk about PCS season and why this is the right time to consider using your VA loan. My name is 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐜𝐫𝐢. I'm with the 𝐬𝐮 Mortgage Team. What is PCS? PCS is when you get a set of orders to go from one duty station to another duty station. You're probably watching this video because you are in the military, number one, so you got the VA loan. Thank you for your service. I really do mean it. My backyard is Norfolk Naval Station, and I tell you, without like seeing all the people that are in the military who are there to serve and protect, we would not have such a safe place to live. You're PCSing, you're going from one duty station to another. And why is this important? When you're doing the PCS, you're going to have a couple different housing options, okay? Number one housing option is you can rent. The second housing option is you can go to base housing. And then the third housing option is you could use your VA loan with no money down and you could buy a home. And we're going to talk about why you would want to go with one or the other, okay? So let's start with the base housing. One of the biggest sources of business for me from the VA loans is someone that is currently in base housing. However, being that they're currently in base housing, they call and they're like, hey, these are very unsafe living conditions, or hey, we have issues and nothing can be done. I've even had something recently where someone called and they said, hey, you know, the conditions are so bad that my dog is getting sick and having to go to the vet literally every other day. They said, you know, we're gonna totally get out of the base housing and we want to go straight into another home, and we'd like to use the VA loan to purchase the home. The second situation would be rent, right? Rent. Why is rent good and why is it bad? Rent is good if you know, hey, I really don't want to be in this area, or the housing prices are so high that it's not even worth buying. And high is really relative to what you think, right? Like right now, you think the prices are high. People thought that housing prices were high in 2010. People thought that housing prices were high in 1990. People were thinking their housing prices were high in 2015. But here's the ultimate reality of it, is if you think housing prices are high, go look back at what the house was worth. And I love telling people to go through Zillow and look, right? You go to Zillow and you look at, hey, what is the history of this house, right? What did it sell for? What did they buy it for? What did it sell for before? What did it sell for the last time, like let's say 3 or 4 years ago before I'm buying this house, right? And here's one thing that you're gonna realize is that you're gonna see a trend line that goes like this, okay? It's choppy. Housing market's gonna increase and then it's gonna decrease and then it's gonna increase, it's gonna decrease. However, the trajectory overall is going up, okay? So you're always seeing it go up. The other thing that it helps you with is when you rent versus buy. Renting, the landlord controls how much your housing payment's going to be. They're going to say, hey, right now the housing market at $200,000 is going to yield a monthly payment of, let's say, $1,600. I'm just throwing that number out there, not doing any calculations. However, if I'm paying a mortgage payment of that amount, how much should I be charging for rent? A smart landlord's going to say, well, I need to make some money off of this, okay? So I'm going to charge $1,800, $1,900, $2,000, $2,400, whatever that number is. And if you're willing to pay it, they're not going to say, hey, I'm going to give you a discount. And every single, year when your renewal comes up, guess what? The more vested you are in the house, the more they're going to want to increase it. This is why this is a good time to use your VA loan. And this is the advantages. Number one, there's increased purchase applications, okay? And for the normal person that's not using a VA loan or a USDA loan, and that's gonna be the majority, where they're using conventional and FHA financing, there's gonna be some money that they have to put down. Now, with that money down, it'll go in 3, 5, 10, 15, 20, and higher percentages down. With your VA loan, it's no money down. So why is this important? It's important because with you not having to put any money down on a VA loan, you can actually maybe use your cash reserves to cover the difference. Whether the difference is paying your own closing cost or maybe covering an appraisal gap. If the housing or the house only appraises for, let's say, $300,000 and you put in an offer to buy the house at $320,000, so you may have to make up an appraisal gap or cover your own closing cost. With the increase in application, the rates are still kind of low, resulting from, the Federal Reserve's moves that they've had the last couple times, with them giving us hope that with the stimulation that they're pumping into the economy, they may actually slow down on increasing interest rates. So that's giving people a sense of security, and that's why the applications have increased. People are also returning to work. Returning to work is huge, right? In the past, there was a lot of forbearance going on. There was a lot of things going on with student loans. There was rent forgiveness and all these crazy things that happened during the COVID-19 pandemic. However, those have kind of like decreased, and people are feeling more comfortable going back to work. The jobless claims have decreased significantly. So with the restoration of income and previously, you know, people that have gone from a fixed, stimulus of income to now having a fixed income coming in, that's going to be more in lines with when they bought the house. They're now looking at this and saying, wow, you know, I've got significant equity in my house, and I'm starting to get this influx of income coming in now. Maybe it's time for me to maybe upgrade or downsize, or even, you know, do some things like go work remote and go live in a different place that will allow me to not only enjoy working from home, but give me the flexibility of living wherever I want to be. So, you know, with people returning to work, the inventory has increased a little bit. Also, the third point that I'd like to make is prices of existing homes are going up. And this is really important because even in a market like we're in right now, people know one thing: land is not like always going to be there, okay? And you may drive around, you may see a bunch of land, but a lot of that land is not buildable, and that's why, you know, there's nothing on it. With housing prices continuing to go up, that's a really good sign that regardless of the economy and into the future, if you hold the home long enough, your values should hopefully go up as well. Less inventory in the market does make it a little challenging for buyers at first to find a home that they want. However, you know, builder inventory is increased, new construction, and so is, like, you know, existing home inventory increasing. So you're going to have more choices in homes to come in this market. With that being said, in conclusion, we're going into the summer season. People are finishing school, and that's going to, you know, give us a little more inventory. There's definitely some signs of life and strength, and PCS season is definitely the perfect time to kind of get in, find a home that you're 100% going to be not only be able to live in and make a lot of memories in, but be in control of your own destiny when it comes to that mortgage payment. You take the loan out at a higher interest rate. If the rates do come down, you can always do a streamlined refinance to just drop that interest rate. If you were to buy a home, let's say a couple years ago, and you have that extra equity, you could go in and take some equity out through a cash out or a home equity line to make improvements to make the house a little more enjoyable to live in. And then when you go and sell it later on, you're going to be able to transfer those amenities to somebody else, because if you can enjoy them, someone else is going to enjoy them. And the good thing is that with those amenities, typically, you know, it's one of the only things that kind of appreciate the value of your home along with it. So if you're in the market for a VA loan, whether you're PCSing or not, whether you're just looking for a refinance or a streamlined refinance to kind of help you out in these times, feel free to give me a call. My name is David 𝐬𝐫𝐬. I'm with the 𝐬𝐫 Mortgage Team. We're also with the world's largest wholesale mortgage broker, 𝐬𝐻 Mortgage, and my phone number is 757-478-8493. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.